Hey, I'm Matt Brenckle at Wholesale and Liquidation Experts. I've been in the wholesale purchasing and selling of closeout merchandise for the last 8 years. And there's a lot of things. We have a wholesale business where we sell to other businesses, as well as a retail store here in Stockbridge, Georgia, where we are open to the public, and we sell a lot of different types of merchandise to our very valuable customers here. And there's a lot of things that get brought up here in the business that I think are really important for a lot of customers ask questions and they bring up different issues. So I wanted to create a little blog to explain some of the things that get brought up a lot, or questions that are asked that I don't think there are easy or clear answers for out there on the internet already, and just give people a little bit more resource and knowledge into our business and how the way things work here. So one thing that commonly asked, we have been doing dry grocery goods for the last 5 years, and dry goods meaning things like cereal, potato chips, salad dressing, beef jerky, things that are that stay on the shelf in the grocery, not frozen or dairy products. And one of the things that is always an issue in our business is the best by dates that are printed on food and grocery. And I get asked a whole lot of times. When I first got into this business, there was actually in Georgia, you technically could not sell past best by food, which means that the best by date has already passed on the product. So it wasn't really something that we explored a lot. Over the last year or two, the law, I believe it was actually around a year ago, the law was actually changed, and you are now allowed in Georgia to sell dry grocery items that are past the best by date, which is it's really interesting. It opens up a lot of opportunity, but there is also a lot of I believe a lot of misconception surrounding selling the past best by date goods. So I wanted to make a little post about this and clear up some of the misconceptions, as well as explain some of the reasons why I think that it's actually something that you really should maybe take another look at if it's not something you're already purchasing. So when I was growing up, my mother she was very adamant about things that when they hit their best by or expiration date, they would immediately be tossed in the trash, and because they were no longer good. And according to the USDA and FDA and a lot of other knowledgeable sources out there on the internet, I was actually just reading an article, a USDA article about this Best By food, and it's basically saying that, you know, if you take your food that's past the Best By date and throw it away when it hits that date, or don't purchase it because of that, you're basically throwing money down the drain, or you're throwing your money in the trash. So I think a lot about that. You know, when I first got into this business, I would never have touched anything that was past its best by date. But as I explored what really isn't the truth about this, I realized that a best by date is simply a date, and that helps. It's really for the most part, on most products, it's a way for them to sell more product, because you have to pull the product off the shelf or out of distribution and then produce more and resell it. It is a general basic guide, and there are some products that may have actual expiration dates that would be like a hard date that would maybe more in the refrigerated or frozen section. But when you're talking about dry grocery goods, it's simply a guide, and there's very little, if any, ever safety issues regarding. And this is a disclaimer that this is based on my experience, not actual scientific knowledge that I have, but based on many years of industry experience, it's generally safe to sell this merchandise, and people are getting much better deals on this merchandise versus buying first quality before the best by date from the goods. So what we're trying to do to save customers money is we've explored a lot of buying grocery where the expiration date is either or the best by date is either approaching, or it is already at the best by date, or it's just passed. And what we found is that we can generally discount this grocery from 50 to 80% or more off of the actual retail value that you would go pay at a regular grocery by purchasing the goods that the regular grocery stores are not going to be able to sell you, because they have strict strict guidelines on how close to expiration that they were willing to purchase and they're willing to sell you. So a lot of these groceries actually become available in the discount or secondary market because of this Best Buy or distribution issue, where they cannot distribute it anymore to the big chains, and we will buy it at a big discount and we sell it to you at a big discount. An example would be, typically you go to a big grocery store and a box of cereal from Post or Kellogg's might be $2 to $4 a box. Generally here, or more like $2.50 to $4.50 a box. Generally here, all our cereal is going to be $1.99 or less, and some of it is not even that close or short a date, but it may be a few months before the expiration date, where a big box chain may not want it anymore, but it's perfectly good to eat. In a case of cereal, even at the Best Buy date or within 3 to 4 months of Best Buy date, never heard anybody complain about even noticing a quality difference on that type of cereal. So we actually do have at our store here, at our store, by the way, is at Wholesale and Liquidation Experts at 695 Red Oak Road in Stockbridge. And we've been in business here for 8 years. And one thing that we've done with our food is we actually have 2 separate grocery sections. We do have a regular or a already discounted food section that is in the front of the store. We also have a whole aisle in the middle of the store here that is specifically devoted to heavily discounted or past or at Best Buy date grocery. All of which is, we don't put anything out there that could smell bad or taste funny or anything like that. If we find any issues like that, we would immediately throw it in the trash. But we have a lot of really good deals, and typically that box of cereal that would you pay $3 for at the regular grocery, and here you pay $1.99 for, when it hits that Best Buy date, you're going to get here for just $1. So you're going to pay half of what you would already pay on the discounted price. You save a ton of money. The food is safe to eat. I eat it all the time. And our customers are finding that more and more customers are becoming educated and aware that they can save a boatload of money by buying this grocery that a lot of people misperceive as being past where you can eat it, or past good, or past an expiration date. It's just simply not true. It's just a guide that is used, and it heavily used to sell more food, produce more food. So check it out. We have some really good deals on that stuff over here at 695 Red Oak Road, Wholesale and Liquidation Experts. My name's Matt. Come out and see us.